Hello friends, welcome to the Car Guide. My name is Rishabh and today we have the Skoda Superb with us. This is the name, this is the car. Why? Because this car is superb, amazing, fantastic, tremendously amazing. It's just amazing, it's just superb. So we are covering the design, the interior, the features and the powerful engine of 190 PS, 320 Newton meters of 2-liter TSI engine. It is a really good engine and we are going to drive it the car guide style and provide you the detailed review, and so watch this video till the end to enjoy it. Before continuing with this video, I would like to remind you, if you want to buy the Skoda Superb or Skoda Karoq, Skoda Rapid, if you want to get best rates, quick delivery and test drives as well, and you're from Punjab, do not forget to call these numbers I am displaying here, or these numbers. You can call them and they will definitely help you the best.
Perfect.
Starting with the walk around here, you obviously get the signature Skoda grille with the badge, front parking sensors, headlight washer, all LED treatment for the headlamps, fog lamps and of course the indicator as well. You get a sporty yet elegant design for the bumper. Then on the side profile, if you look at, you get 17 inches massive alloy wheels with 215 by 55 and R17 alloy wheels. The track is quite wide, which gives you a really good grip, especially when you're cornering the vehicle. I'll tell you about about that in the driving segment. You get the ORVM with the turn indicator, the chrome lining here. Of course, this is a sedan, so you cannot expect roof rails here, of course. So this is a really wide, big vehicle. I'll put the dimensions here for you. And moving on to the rear profile, you get LED treatment here as well with chrome lining, turn indicators and reverse parking light as well. Then the HD camera has here, reverse parking sensors on the black dual tone bumper here. The rear profile is quite okay. The front is quite sporty, but the rear is okay. But overall, you get the defoggers here, the mini shark fin antenna and the panoramic sunroof. But this is not genuinely a panoramic sunroof. I'll tell you about it later in the video, so do watch it till the end.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Now let's talk about the features here. So you obviously get the huge touchscreen here with all the controls like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and MirrorLink as well. Then you have the ventilated seats for both the passengers and 12-way electrically adjustable seat for both the passengers on the front side. Then you can adjust the AC controls here. You get automatic AC, of course, and then you have the steering mounted controls, a colored MID which is in the center. Other than all the other programs are analog, which I like in Karoq more, but it's okay. It's also a really good one, and you can change modes of the MID from here, like the connected and the last calls and everything, last messages. You can see it here with the speed, range, temperature, engine temperature, average consumption and oil temperature, etc. There are so many things. Features wise, there are a lot of features are listed here, but I'll mention some of them. Like if you look at the brochure, you will see there is an option for panoramic sunroof, but actually this is not a panoramic sunroof. This is a 1.5 sunroof. This does not cover the whole roof on top of you, but it covers 1.5, like center for the passenger. And if you look it from the inside, it's just a normal electric sunroof, not a panoramic one. So you should definitely keep that in mind. Other than that, of course, you get the glove box here, a massive storage, massive control, and this is cooled as well. You get the armrest here, which has the cooled and USB function too. You have multiple storage options here, and you get the USB charging socket, the 12-volt socket here, of course, and then you get the cup holders, electronic parking brake, auto hold, lock unlock, boot opening, front parking sensor, traction control, drive modes, and smart start stop feature as well. Then you also get 12 speaker system from Carton, which is amazing, which works very good, and you will definitely fall in love with those speakers. Talking about the storage spaces here, you get plenty of storage space in the glove box as well. This is cooled, of course. You get multimedia buttons all there. You can get the covered storage as well here, which covers the place very well. You can keep small items here. Although you get the 12-volt charging socket and the USB charging socket as well, and the USB controls for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay too. So you get plenty of storage space here. There's a secret compartment in the front armrest. You can access it very easily. Then you have the cup holders here. On the right side, if you talk about the doors, they are soft padded door panels for your bottles, and you can keep sanitizers these days, and you can keep the napkins, newspapers, and the bottles won't strike with the plastic and make annoying noises because it is padded and there is no issue at all. Now let's move on to the rear seats here, which is a really important aspect, especially when you're covering a premium sedan here, this luxury saloon if you can say. But these seats basically are for 2 persons only, not 3, because there is a huge hump here and you cannot sit here, because I obviously cannot put my foot here, put my shoe here, that won't fit. A 14-year kid can maybe sit comfortably here, not comfortably but can possibly sit here. But these seats are for 2 persons only. Secondly, if you are using it as a chauffeur driven car, then you are not getting any ventilated cooling feature, heating feature on the back side, so that's a disappointing thing that Skoda should have worked on. Obviously you don't get the panoramic sunroof, so you do not get the airy feel from behind. It's a long vehicle, the visibility is quite good, but you won't feel the airy thing. And other than that, there is no USB socket here. You get the 12-volt socket only with the ashtray. Then you can control the temperature from here for the rear passengers. The child seat anchorages are there. But another thing which is a big huge drawback is you get the center armrest for rear passenger, but there is no loop or there is no handle to pull it out. You have to stick your finger. You'll have to struggle a little to take it out, and the cup holders here are quite small. So if you are buying anything from McDonald's which is a large Coke, you cannot place it here. There can be a small one here, and it is way too hard to hold a small I'm not saying the right word, it is way too hard to hold a soft cup. It can hold a bottle, like a rigid strong bottle. It can hold a glass actually, but not a cup holder which is of paper, so it won't hold it. It will crush the paper. It's way too hard. The springs are way too hard. But major drawback is you cannot pull it out very easily. There are headrests there of course, but 2 persons can sit here, not 3. You get the airbag safety feature, no panoramic sunroof. Sunshade is also provided here though. Other than that, you get the coat hooks here, but storage here with one small bottle and some storage on the door panels. But ultimately, if I say conclusion, if the price you are paying, you're not getting a good interior on the rear side. All the features are provided to the driver only. If we talk about the space management part, you get the 685 liters of massive boot space. You get 2 illuminated LED bulbs here. You get the 12-volt socket for your charging needs. Of course, this is an electrically operated one. I'll close it one, not right now. The health kit is here. You can operate the health kit here. Obviously, there is another space storage, a little storage here as well. So it's a huge boot space, practical boot space. You can easily keep big luggage bags very easily. No issues at there. Talking about the maintenance, after service and resale value here, so you get 4 years warranty with 1 lakh kilometers. That is okayish. It could have been a little better because Skoda's service cost is a little higher on the side, especially for the Superb. If you're buying an expensive vehicle, be ready to pay expensive, be ready to pay extra for the services as well for the parts too. Talking about the after the service now, so you will get a good after the service from the Skoda company. No issues there at all around the country, no issues. Talking about the resale value here, you cannot expect a good price from a Skoda vehicle, even if it's the Rapid, even if it's the Superb, even if it's a luxury car. Superb is a luxury vehicle. So you cannot expect a really good resale value here, because people will actually prefer to buy an Audi or BMW as a status symbol here, which is why the Skoda Superb won't get you a good resale value for sure. As always, our first point would be the safety and security. So all the Skoda cars are always well safety rated, no issues there at all, and you will feel that safety when you will sit inside the cabin as well. When you close the door, you will hear a thumping sound that will give you an insurance that this car is a really strongly built vehicle and there's no issue at all. Now this is a 2-liter engine, so let's talk about the acceleration braking here. You get 190 PS and 320 Nm of torque at a very good RPM range. To demonstrate that, I would switch it to manual. You can switch it from the transmission as well. You get a really good mileage. The engine starts revving, it gives you the power from 1500 RPM and it goes all the way to 5000 RPM very easily, and it gives you a fun to drive element here. So you can always use the pedal shifters here to increase the fun here, and it actually is a very good feature of a automatic car. Whenever it comes with a pedal shifter, it gives me an adrenaline rush that can help me achieve really good speeds, and the money I have paid for the 190 PS is what I am getting here with the pedal shifters and the power. So that's a really good thing. Now keeping it to the original drive mode of the DSG, so you won't get any delay as of any sort. Even in the eco mode, comfort mode, sport mode, there is no delay, or there is no, obviously there is just one thing, that the mileage you will get in the city is with the comfort mode. On the highways it will be in the eco mode, and forget about the mileage whenever you are in the sports mode. Moving on to the transmission point, transmission wise, you get the signature Skoda 7-speed DSG transmission, which gives you a very premium smooth ride with no gear up or gear down shift feels at all. So that is a really good thing that everyone should appreciate it about Skoda. And transmission wise, there is no delay in the pickup, so that's a really good thing, and pickup we'll discuss a little later. Now the visibility, in which I am a little disappointed because of the size here, because the ORVM and the IRVM are quite small. It should have been better, it could have been better, and the visibility on the rear side is not quite adequate, and I was expecting more from Skoda Superb specifically. So visibility could have been better, but there's also a good thing. You can easily see the bonnets. The left side and the right side bonnets are quite visible whenever you are sitting at a higher position, and also the A pillars are quite thin, so you won't be finding any problem in cornering. It's just the rear view you will face a little problem, so do keep that in mind. Next point would be the suspension here, which is a very dynamic suspension. You get a really good feedback from the suspension. There is no noise at all from the suspension, and in the cities it gets a little lighter, and whenever you are on the 60-70 kmph speed, you will feel a little bounciness, but whenever you are doing 80 plus speeds or triple digit speeds, it gets really stable, which gives you a quite good confidence, especially when you are taking sharp turns, and especially when you are cornering. So it will give you a confidence ride on the highways with higher speeds. In the cities it gets a really comfortable smooth ride. Talking about the steering here, so you get a really good dynamic steering just as the suspension goes, and it gives you a very lightweight drive whenever you are in 30 to 40 km/h range, and when the speed increases, the steering also weighs up, which is a really good thing. Now talking about the NVH levels here, the noise, vibrations and harshness. So there is no noise at all. It is a very minimum, and the insulation is done quite well. There is no harshness too, but there is a little bit of vibration on overall body structure. You can feel it on the seats and also on the steering as well. A little bit of that, not too much. So I wasn't expecting this from a Skoda Superb specifically, but that's perfectly fine. There's a little amount of vibrations that you will have to cope up with. Talking about the body roll here, if we talk about the suspension, especially with the Skoda Superb, because it's a chauffeur-driven car, you will be mostly sitting on the rear side. Because of its low height and low ground clearance, there's little body roll, but definitely there is, because of its softer suspension. You will feel a little body roll on the rear side, but that's okay. But when you are spending 33 lakhs ex showroom on a car, you expect a little more comfort, that is for sure. Talking about the driver's comfort here, this is a 33 lakh ex showroom vehicle, so your expectations are obviously higher in the terms of comfort, and you will get the comfort as well. Like you get the ventilated seats with cooling and heating, both the functions, 12-way electrically adjustable seats with lumbar support and memory functions for 1 to 3 persons, which is a really good thing. And ultimately you get the adjustable armrest here, and also the right armrest on the door padding, which is actually a leather cushioning here, and it's a very good quality leather here, and which gives me a really good feel in the terms of comfort. And also obviously there's also a dead pedal here with the DSG transmission, which helps your foot to rest very good, and you get a decent amount of headroom here. This is a sedan, this is a low vehicle, but you get a really good under thigh support, and you can obviously adjust it as well for better comfort. Talking about the ergonomics here, you can give it full marks for sure, because every control is in reach very perfectly. Just like the indicator controls, the light controls. On the right side you get the wiper controls and the automatic rain sensing wipers. The steering controls are perfectly fine. The pedal shifter, the touch screen, the AC controls, the charging socket, even the storage spaces are perfectly well placed, where you can keep a lot of things. All the buttons here can be used very easily, and obviously the overview adjusting thing and the IRVM adjusting as well looks good. And ergonomics wise, I can give it full marks, no issues at all. Even the ingress egress is also good. The door handles are also very well placed. You can use it very easily, very conveniently. Talking about the real life mileage here, it is very important that the company claims around 15, but in the city you will get around 10, 11, not more than that. If you're driving very harshly, then you will get around 7, 8, 9 kmpl. With the DSG transmission, of course, they have a transmission issue, mileage issue, not transmission issue. This transmission has a mileage issue. And on the other hand, if you go on the highways, you will get around 15, 16 kmpl. With the cruise control, you can expect 17, 18 as well. So on the average side, you can get 16, 17 on the highways. So this was everything regarding the Škoda Superb. I hope you liked this video. Do hit the like button, subscribe button and bell icon as well for latest car reviews in English language. You can also check out our Hindi channel, and drive safe and take care. Until then,